Good. So then let's show how you build this. There's definitely various ways of doing this, but I use Anaconda. And so what you should do is download Anaconda. Then I also use Visual Studio Code. There is a ReadMe. Or maybe I'll go right back to the basics. So first thing, step one, download Anaconda. Step two, I don't like all of these command line things. I'm not really a programmer like that, so I always use GitHub Desktop. And GitHub Desktop allows you to download the repository. So here is the GitHub repository. Here is all of the information. We start with the README. And here it's shown here, but I've also got it in Visual Studio Code. So step one, download Anaconda. Step two, you should have GitHub Desktop, or you should be competent in using GitHub. And then you can get the directory. Once you've done that, I recommend using Visual Studio Code or something else like that. But that allows you to start by looking at the README file. What you'll have to do now is once you've downloaded the Conda or whatever environment you have, you need to install the environment. So here, if I go into Anaconda, I go into environments, then I press the play button on course, and then a terminal will pop up. I'll show you the terminal here. So this would be the terminal I would use. And the first thing you need to do is you need to create the environment. Well, okay, now there's a little chicken and egg situation because I've already created the environment course, but you create the environment course that uses all the environment variables, which I will show you here. I understand you might have to watch this video a few times after you've seen it initially. But here are the environment variables that you need to have for the particular course. They're all shown here, and these are the libraries. You can see SciPy there, different libraries you need, pandas and so on for running this. So then you'll have that. This will be our course. Our course thing. I'll just show you exactly so you see this. So I press that, open a terminal, and this terminal pops up. I just made a bigger one here so you can look at it. Then you need to go into the correct directory. So if I go up a little bit, first I did this. I did CD documents GitHub Kujenga in order to get to the right directory. Then I did CD course in order to get to the course directory. And then you can do the following two commands. Make clean will just remove everything. And then make HTML will make the web page. And so this takes all of the files that we've written and it makes the web page. And you can see the web page here. If I go here, so inside Kujenga, inside the course, I can find the web page, and that's here. So now, while this was what you saw online, this is now the local version of the course. And so now we see the version of the course which is compiled on my computer. And so I can make changes with that. And how do I make changes? Well, there are, if I go back to again, try and always go back to the README. I've tried to write down the things that you should do. So I've just gone through this. We should make clean, make HTML. And then there's sort of two main ways of writing code. So one of them is they're in source, and one of them is in lessons. And lessons allows you to write Python code, which will be run. And source allows you to write, you can use Markdown, but I recommend you learn this restructured text, which is the native one for the ReadTheDocs. And so you can write things in restructured text. So we'll concentrate on this lessons one today because it's a trickier one. So if you see inside, now this is the document structure here. Inside lessons, I have lesson one, and I've called it How to Be Happy. And you see, I've put this word plot before it. Plot doesn't really mean anything to do with plotting things. It just happens to be that this is the way ReadTheDocs knows that you're going to have a Python file that's runnable. So you have to call everything plot underscore, then a name for the file. I don't really know why, but they should always begin with plot. Another kind of really strange, important thing that fooled me for about like 3 days of trying to work it out is you always have to have a README file in that. You don't need to, it doesn't need to say anything in particular. It just has to be here. You have to have a README file for some reason. And then inside here, basically, this is runnable Python code. So you see here, I have code which can be run in Python. And everything that isn't runnable Python code should be commented out. And so here there's the first commented out part of it. But then I'm just writing in the restructured text format. So this means headline, this means like header, this means subheader if you have this underneath. This is how you do a link in the restructured text format. This is how you include an image. Further down, we'll see this is how you include a YouTube video. So this is the first YouTube video of Blessing where she goes through this. And then this is how you include a LaTeX math command and so on. So each of these commands is basically restructured text commands, and then you can format it and it's familiar. And I think that's what I think is the advantage of this for me, is that you can do everything you want to do. I want to be able to do LaTeX, I want to be able to do Python code, and I also want to do a nicely presented thing. And this allows me to do that. So this is the command for LaTeX variable and so on. And that's the first bit. So I've commented that all out with the triple comment like that. And then later sections, you have to use this format. So when you've written your code and you want to break it and you want to go back into restructured text, then you do that. So I can make this really concrete by going back to exactly where this is in the text. So we're in what you learned. So this was the first bit that I commented out. Here was the image which I included. Here are some of the links. Here is the video. And so all of that comes before the Python code, which comes in here. And now after I've run the Python code, what it does is it actually runs the Python code. So you see the output of the Python code, which is really nice. And then creating the plot, well, that was exactly what I wrote here, creating the plot. I put in this long comment thing here, and then I again go over to restructured text. And when the comment ends, it goes back into runnable Python code, which will be run. So here is the Python code. And then inside here, you see the Python code, but also very nicely, you see the output of the Python code. So that is what happens when it's run. And that's pretty much how you work. You go backwards and forwards through this. I think if you want to create your own web page, what you should do, if you're going to create your own course, this is what Francesca was asking about originally. I would just clone the one that we have for the Kujenga course and start like taking out things and removing things, maybe saving a bit so you know where you are, but basically you can use this one as a framework for your own course, and then you can start up from there. And I think that's all I want to say just now.